Welcome to another episode of the Courageous Journey podcast. I'm thrilled to share this inspiring episode with my wonderful guest, Sandy, a spiritual alchemist and philanthropist. Together, we dive into the significance of meaningful actions during the full moon, the power of proper breathing, and practical ways to cleanse your system of stuck emotions and anything that no longer serves you. This conversation is packed with wisdom and transformative insights. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. Sandy, thank you so
Alhamdulillah.
much for finding time and to be able to share and express the message we will go through today. Thank you for being here.
And thank you for me as well, because you shared your intention that you want to do this Zoom, do this interview, and I'm truly grateful of that. So thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me for this amazing conversation.
Happy to hear that. So I would like to start with introducing yourself.
Hmm.
So many people know you already, but I would like to introduce you to my audience as well.
Of
So
course.
you're Sandy, and you're a spiritual alchemist and a philanthropist. So that's what you are having on your bio, but you're so much more than that, and I
Yes.
know that. And I would like to make the terms philanthropist a little bit more simple. It actually means to be of service for others in big
Yes,
term, right?
that's right.
Yes. And a spiritual alchemist means what?
So, spiritual alchemist for me is the alchemy is all about turning lead into gold. They are two different metals, two different substances which you combine together and create gold. So for me, spirituality is like that as well. I know the science and spirituality they have created two different areas. If you are towards spirituality or if you are towards natural medicine, it's called something completely separate than science. But in reality, science is following spirituality. Wherever they have heard or listened, they are creating or they are basically making a logical, in tangible in science version. So for me, spiritual alchemy is similar like that as well. You are creating a connection between your body and the different layers of your soul and your astral realms. So I want to combine all of it. That's it.
Yes, and it's great that you say that, because when I went to India, they teach me similar things what you are teaching and preaching. And one of them was that what you just said about spirituality and scientists, that they try to prove the points that spirituality is doing. And I like to put simple terms in everything, in every title we speak about, so people are able to understand them fully, and not
Of
to
course.
put some difficult terms or terms just not understandable for them. Because the first thing we have to do for ourselves is understand things, and then through that understanding, through that experience, live that in real life.
Of
Otherwise we
course.
can't we can't we can't fully embrace them, right? If we haven't understood them fully.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. So one thing I love to talk with you about is that you said there is no religion higher than the truth.
Yes,
And and this podcast is all about truth and
truth.
authenticity and expressing the real you, because authenticity is a very high vibrational state we can tap into. And authenticity is something that we actually don't have to do anything, because we are this already.
Yeah,
Just the route we chose in our life to experience different things brought us to the place to think that we are A, B, and C. And this is just a concept of the ego of the mind that creates that belief system.
yeah,
But the actual me, the real me, is already in me, because that's who I am, and I don't need to do things about that.
that's very true.
What do you think about this term, about this?
So for me, religion, spirituality, everything is about truth, as you said. You have to be very genuine, very authentic. See, I had an interview long time ago about it was either in CIA or something like that. The guy was in a high in America, somewhere Area 51 side. So there was an interview on YouTube long time ago, and I still remember that every time I pretend or every time I try to be something. So that guy was saying that they were doing something about nuclear system or whatever they were doing, and he said that we used to work with some beings. They were not human beings; they were other beings. So he said that those beings, I used to do. We were like very few people who were able to work with them, and he said that then once he said I just had a chance to talk to them, and I just asked them a simple question: "What do you think about us humans?" And he said, "To be honest, we don't like human beings because human beings stink.
Human being what?
Stink.
I think.
Why? Because we lie. We are always
Mm.
on our lower vibrations. We are never happy. We have these kind of feelings in ourselves. We contain ourselves so much that we are not our authentic self. And that for that many years it stayed in my head always. And it makes a lot of sense now when I was doing my meditations and when you meet yourself, it just made it so clear. Because now when you see someone, and I always tell my kids as well. So I just can see the vibrations, and the vibrations are never going like that. They're always going like this.
Mhm.
Whosoever you talk to, they just, all these vibrations are like all over the place. They're like scribbles. If you have scribbled truth, then you're going to have a scribbled reality as well. Wherever you are thinking, you are creating. So if everything is scribbled, how are you gonna have that smooth life?
Yeah.
So that just created so much in me that it's all about truth. If we are genuine, if we are authentic, if we are just focusing, we try to make everyone happy. We go to extra length to make others happy, but we never think about ourselves, our higher self, the real God. You go so far to the temple or anywhere to meet that God so that they don't get angry. But the God within you, they don't want anything. They are with you. They just want you to speak the truth and put yourself first.
Yeah.
That's about it. They don't
Yes.
want anything else.
And you just mentioned it briefly, but in my experience, as many times I tried to pretend to become someone else than my actual real self, I failed.
Yeah.
And I failed in short or long term till I had always to go back to myself because this
Mm.
was what was calling me. And
Yeah.
many people I think are being called as well, but they still follow the calling of their mind, of the ego. And a lot of topics are opening nowadays about the ego. But what is the ego? The ego is just an identity you have created from the society, from school, from your family, from your friends, or from who you just try to be, to become. But if you act through love, through truth, through your real self, you understand that you are already everything and you don't need to pretend to be someone else.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and things that help to go back to yourself are of course physical exercise, like you can go to the gym or do yoga, whatever is brings activity into your system. And
Mm.
also nutrition and meditation are big things.
Yeah. That is for me, I think as much I am learning about this, The biggest thing I realized and learned is, okay, we always created external God, external spirituality, external everything. But we never go and see our own home where we are living. The body is our temple. Everything starts from the body. Whether you are saying about exercise or Ashtanga yoga, Hatha yoga, whatever they are doing, and the nutrition they are putting, we need to start from there. People want to open third eyes, kundalinis, and everything, but they are not understanding that if your body is not the main, the main vessel is not able to take that, whatever you are gonna open, it's not gonna stay. It's just you have a dirty glass which has so much mud, and if you put plain water in there, it's gonna get dirty. It's
Beautiful.
not gonna clean. So you need to first clean yourself. Of course, that energy is gonna clean itself as well as this nowadays people do it underneath the glass. Yes, that is your own thoughts, your own um, every day, whatever you're doing, that plain water is trying to clean it. But higher energy is not gonna come downwards if we are not able to catch it or take it or contain it.
Can I add something on what you're saying,
Of
Sandy?
course,
Thank you. So, your body is your temple, your body is your church. Call it whatever you want. Your
yes,
body is the place you're gonna live for a certain amount of years,
yes,
right? So if your church, if your temple is dirty, how will you, how do you expect that good energies will enter you if your place is already dirty? You have
yes,
first to do the inner job, the inner work of cleaning, of understanding, and then to go to step number two, allowing everything to flow. Because
yes,
everything is stagnant and
yes.
energy is not there to stay, energy is there to flow. And I learned that again when I went to India. I had a lot of epiphanies and learnings in India, of course. When I went there, I had to clean my body with different techniques, with nasal cleaning, and
Nadi
with
Shodhan, yeah.
exactly, and with drinking a lot of water and vomiting after a while. But people don't have to be scared because there are so many different cleansing techniques. They can
Yes.
they can choose to, but I am a little bit courageous in this life. That's why the podcast is called The Courageous Journey, because I like to try things out and I like to experience things. And of course, it's not for everybody, but it's for me, and everybody can find his own way, and that's beautiful.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
How did you discover your way, actually, Sandy?
Just plodding along, came across so many things. No, it's just that I was 16 when I was introduced to Reiki healing. And then slowly, I used to do quite a lot when I was young. Then got married, got kids. So it was a proper opposite of what I was living. With the kids, I completely forgot about the whole world. I was just busy with the kids and everything. Once the kids were growing up, I always say to every woman, you are not going to have any senses until the kids are like 8 or 10 years old because you are just consumed by them. Then, by the time they were growing up, then I slowly realized that there should be more than um, to life than this because I am a nurturer. I created three more lives, but it does not end here. It shouldn't be like that. And then that's how I started just exploring. Went back to Reiki first because I think it's always wherever was best experience for you, always go back to the experience again if you want to start your journey again. And then afterwards, slowly, I started reading, learning more. And as you are saying, cleansing is very important. Every day, you need to make that effort, and that layer change can create so much. And then I stumbled upon this whole body, that how much it is in there. Instead of looking outwards, instead of thinking that something from out will like create something epiphany for me, I just started just clearing my own, things, whether it's mental, whether it's physical, whether it's outside, everything. I just started like, the way we say that you shouldn't be distracted with um, useless, meaningless media. You should have, because your auto suggestion is always there. So Joe Dispenza was the first few books which I read. Maxwell Maltz was the second one because I was more logical and I wanted to know more. I really didn't want it to go towards this whole because I used to think that as well, that spirituality is just something, out of this world. Not everyone can have it. But for me, it was more like just understanding the logical version of us. And that's how I came upon so many books, so much knowledge. And then I just keep on putting it together. That's it.
So you started also with a scientific background because Joe
Yes,
Dispenza has has books and he tries to explain spirituality also through science.
yes,
That's very interesting. I have one of his book, Becoming Supernatural, and
yeah.
it's very, very interesting, of course. And he helps like some techniques which cause Kundalini to awaken. It's very interesting how
That
you
is the Kriya. That
that's
is the proper
yes,
Kriya.
yes. I learned again, I learned that in India, but it's good that you have different perspectives of understanding that because
Of
not
course.
everybody has to go to India. Not everybody has to learn these techniques. Other people maybe need the route of more scientific.
Yeah, yeah. This is the thing, isn't it? Because when you are doing Reiki healing or any of those kind of modalities, you are still in that realm where there is, yes, they teach you a bit of logical side, but they don't give you too much logical side. They don't tell you the main tool in this realm you are using is your mind, your brain, which is autonomic. It does everything. It has its own mind. It has its own system. For example, when you're driving, or doing whatever you do every day. Your body is so capable of doing it itself, it does not need your awareness. And this is the funniest thing that when you realize it, then you have to break that pattern. Otherwise, you're not running your body. Something else is running your body then.
Yes, and
Isn't it?
what's more beautiful if you understand that, become conscious about that, and start doing good and healthy rituals for yourself.
That's
And
right.
with rituals, I don't mean any fancy or crazy thing.
No.
I just mean from the moment you wake up. Many people choose to drink coffee immediately. Other people suggest go and drink a tea or go and drink water with lemon. Put something else in your system before you drink coffee. And I know you speak in one of your reels about drinking coffee and
Yeah.
and the results of that.
Yeah.
Can you say a little bit more about that?
So coffee researchers have been it's been long since they are researching about the plus points and the minus points of coffee. And I know I always want to find a middle way where a normal person like me who does not want to all of a sudden go against their body and throw themselves into a deep end, no coffee at all. I would rather find way where I can slowly make my way out of certain habits. So my main always way is this way. So for me, when I started learning about coffee, there's a coffee connoisseur on YouTube as well. He came on to Stephen Bartlett's podcast. He was explaining about coffee there, how amazing coffee is, how everything is, how much quality and how much poor quality we are getting. So that's how I found out more about coffee. And then I found out about certain brands which were amazing for coffee. Because don't forget, if we are talking about, again, India or any of these countries, any of the country have their own herbs which used to sustain them for longer. Those herbs used to have so much energy and so much, power that you can create or you can sustain your own energy and create more energy with it. So that's how I found these coffees. But then on the other hand, I myself have body type Vata in dosha, in Prakriti. My nature is dry.
We will go later to the doshas.
Yeah, so my body is dry. So I used to always struggle. I used to love coffee, but I used to struggle with dry body as well. So for me, because I have dry body and I have more airy, um, it used to give me high cortisol because I started my perimenopause and my eye used to twitch. If I tell you I'm not lying, for good 8 months, my eye was just twitching permanently. It
Hmm.
used to have some like times where it used to like calm down, but the rest of the time it just used to be always permanently like twitching. Like it was really annoying. And that made me think about that, okay, everybody is saying it's high caffeine. I'll cut down the caffeine. But then what? I need energy because my body is not going to work. That's how I stumble upon more information about perimenopause, that how much misinformation is there and how much I don't know about my own body. Instead of going to the doctor, I started finding out more about myself. And that's why I made a very good routine of myself. I have fruit in the morning. I don't straight away jump to the coffee, but it starts from night before. So night before, you need to have good supplements. For example, for as me as a woman, I always tell every woman after 30s, you need to have magnesium. You need to have iron. You need to have ferroglobin or something like that, which is going to support your night good sleep and your system as well and your hormones. Have that. Then when you wake up in the morning, you're not gonna have that jitter or you're not gonna have that craving of coffee because night before you taken care of yourself, you had a good sleep because of that. And then when you wake up, you're gonna feel better. You have fruit. After you have your fruit, fiber is in your stomach. It's like in your stomach lining and everywhere. It's nice fiber. Then you put coffee, wherever you want to put then. And trust me, that's not going to give you jitters. That's not going to give you high spasms of any of your muscle. That is going to give you a sustained energy. If you have adaptogenic in there, that is like the best thing. And again, yeah, go on.
Thank you for sharing so much information. I sometimes I would like to not to stop the flow of you, just to ask you certain things because I myself don't understand everything.
Of course, of
Is that
course.
okay? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, yeah.
So, uh, in one of your videos, you speak about coffee after 12. Are you still
Coffee before
staying?
12.
Yes, before 12. I mean, coffee not after 12.
Yes.
Are you still holding on that statement?
Yes, yes. So the thing is, so here Ayurveda comes into place. In Ayurveda, they say you have a Jathar Agni. Your digestive system has its own fire. Digestive system works on fire. We have elements on our hands in our body, and in those elements, fire is the main one, which basically digests your whole uh, food, and then it gives you that fire is the energy which gives your body to move around as well.
Hmm.
Okay. So when we are talking about fire, fire works beautifully when the sun is up. Okay. Once the sun is up on the highest height, 12, 1 o'clock, eat whatever you want to eat. Okay. It's gonna digest well. It's not gonna give anything opposite effects because if you go backwards when we were just few cells, we used to only follow the sun. Plants follow the sun. Everything follows the sun. We feel better when we are near the sun. So that gives us this ability, understanding that the sun is the one which we need to work around. So
Yes.
after 12 or 1 o'clock, when the Agni is going down, so now think about it. If it's a fire pit, once you are cooking something, if the fire is high, only then it's going to be cooked. But when the fire is low, it's not going to be cooked. So when the Jathar Agni is going down after 1 o'clock, wherever you're going to put, it's not going to be sustained properly in your body. It's not going to cook it. It's not going to process it properly.
Yeah.
And then whatever you're putting is just gonna stay contained in somewhere. And that's how we build more fat. We build more other kind of inflammation and everything. when we eat not the right food, not under the right conditions as well.
Correct. Yes. And you speak about the sun. The sun is such an incredible thing. It's just a god. It's like Barbara on everything raises actually with the sun. Like, and
Yeah,
everything grows with the sun.
yeah,
And the sun has so much to do in a more deeper sense, but I have not do the biggest research on the sun, but sun allows so much to sun is life. And
yeah. Sun is life.
for yes, and for regions or countries that have less sun, you can see that also on the mood level, that they need something else to substitute the sun. They need supplements, different supplements, and stuff like
That's right.
that to help them. And Barbara O'Neill, I don't know if you know her, Barbara
Yeah.
O'Neill,
Oh,
she
I.
says,
She's amazing.
yes, she's so amazing. And she said something that, because she was talking about the
Hmm.
sun cream, and she was saying that not the sun is causing cancer, but what you put on your skin, because it's cooking inside then
That's right.
because of the sun. So if you put chemicals and toxins on your skin, because the skin is our biggest organ, you will have the results of that, because the sun is going to cook it. So, and they say, probably you know that as well, don't put anything on your skin unless you would eat it,
Eat it. That's
right?
right.
Yes. And that's why what you are saying, and the sun and the moon has such a profound impact on our lives.
Yeah.
And you are also speaking a lot about the full moon.
Yes. So, women are emotions. Women, or water in our body, the element water, works with moon. Fire works with sun. Water works with moon. So, we are all emotions, mental capacity, everything works with moon. Especially women's cycle is with the moon. So for me, I know it's quite controversial when we talk about it, that there are full moon rituals or whatever. But at the end of the day, everything, whether you go into any religious system or any religious place, there are certain rituals. They are called rituals as well. So for me, full moon, the way its energy is, it's very strong. So, if we work according to those cycles, male and female, it will help us quite a lot. Its researches have proven. So there was a study where they have showed that how much near full moon there are more crime happening around the world, how much there is mental instability near the full moon as well. Because full moon does just the way it pulls the water, it pulls your emotions as well. So for that reason, why we need to be a little bit more aware that when what cycle it is, even though I go through almanac, the gardening, according to the moon as well,
Mhm.
because you have the best plants and you have the best care if you work with sun and moon.
So we, in general, we have to be more mindful when this time arises. That when the full moon comes, we have to be more than ever mindful with our bodies and our actions, and mindless things. Like we should stop. We should avoid doing mindless things like scrolling on the phone or watching endless
Yes.
TV on or Netflix or whatever.
Yes, yes. So the thing is with full moon, because when they say that your subconscious is open at that time because of the water in your body, when your subconscious is open, what it does, whatever, as a baby. So if you have a child and if you're giving them iPad or whatever, and if the child is enjoying it, it's gonna keep on using the same thing again and again. Whenever child is gonna get a little bit upset, he's not gonna ask for mom, he's gonna ask for iPad. Same way, it's us. When we have our high emotions, we are gonna feel that we need to with them. And how we are coping with them? with the devices or any of these habits.
Hmm.
So that's why I suggested in that video as well that when you have full moon and or new moon, you have to understand that you need to cut down your bad habits. Wherever you are saying that, oh, I'm going to start on Monday, or I'm going to start next week, or I need to stop doing this. Whenever you have that feeling, first of all, you stop it there and then. And then you look around it. Okay, what moon is it? What time is it? I need to be a little bit more aware to have, okay, it's full moon. I'm going to start my habit from now on so that by the time new moon is going to come, new moon is for new habits. By the time new moon is going to come, I will be completely ready to go on with this new phase because
Hmm.
nothing goes in a linear way. You have to have the waves. So if you are here in your habits and you want to change them, you're not going to straight away go there. You have to make your way. So on full moon, your subconscious is open. You are going to start creating the habit. No, I'm not going to have my devices after 7 p.m. And that's about it. And then slowly, slowly, by the new moon, you're going to have an epiphany. You're going to have some understanding, and you'll be like, ah, you know what? Instead of using the phone, maybe I will just paint, or maybe I will just color, or maybe I will just do something, or I will read a book. And that happens, that's not going to happen on the same day on new moon, when new
Yes.
moon is going to come and you wrote the journal that I am going to be a new person. It does not happen like that.
For it's great that you say that, because for many people it, and for me as well, in the past, it required so much of discipline, and discipline is such a great supporter in our life. We need to build discipline in order to change our lives. There is no excuses for that. You need a certain amount of discipline. But what I would like to ask you, Sandy, is this: what is the difference between men and women for the full moon?
So, we all have feminine and masculine energy in our body. So, right side is your masculine body, left side is feminine. Or you can say the right side is present, left side is past. Now, the thing is, male and female both are going to react differently. Why? Because women are going to feel more under pressure, more suppressed on in full moon. That is not that because full moon is suppressing you. It's just that because of our own habits, because of our own debris which we have in ourselves, the full moon's full potential does not come on us. That's why we feel more. I have heard multiple times every woman will have a headache, every woman will have a migraine, or they will have their heavy monthlies at that time. It's going to be always like that. Why? Because we are not connected. Once we connect, then it will be better. Now, same with men, because men, it's the society. They have created men suppressing everything. Suppress your emotions. You have to provide for everything. Whatever it is, it's conditional. So for men, it's not easy when it's full moon. Those suppressed emotions, those suppressed feeling do come out. And that's why it's more that the males react and females feel more under everything. They feel like that we are just like, I have seen it's like a turmoil of emotions everybody goes through, whether it's male or female. But if it's more higher, if you have more trauma in your body, if you have more resentment, anger, anxiety, these kind of things are just gonna make it more worse. It's like if you are shining a light somewhere, isn't
Mhm.
it? If you have a really hot light and you have something, and if you, it's like you are just heating it up more. That's
Mhm.
all. It's not the fault of the light. It's about your substance, whatever you have in your body, which
Yeah.
is accepting that
which
much,
which activates that, of course.
that which
Yes.
activates that.
Yeah.
That's it. So
Do you recommend different things to, if you speak for the feminine gender, do you recommend them to do certain things on the full moon time more?
there is nothing you cannot see. The thing is, with the habits and everything, they your higher self. For me, your higher self tells you everything, anyways. I always suggest everyone my only one responsibility or my only job is here for you to connect to your higher self. That's about it. Rest, your own higher self does tell you. How many people can say that whenever they do something, their gut feeling says it's not right? How many people say that I was doing something, but back of my mind, something was telling me, don't go this way. Your own higher self is always there to talk to you. But the only thing is, you have to be more aware. Calm yourself down. This is what I would say near full moon. Or if you're feeling your emotions are getting higher, or if you're feeling too much emotional turmoil in yourself, just stop. Stop. You don't have to keep on again running into that same loop. You can stop. If
Yeah.
you are if you are already feeling that you are emotionally so much badly suppressed, don't go out, don't have a drink, don't do something which is not right for you. Your own higher self, you can hear that your higher self is saying that don't do it.
But
Listen to it.
for some people, this is still very difficult. So, is there a certain practice you would suggest? Any yoga practice, or is it any habit you would suggest them to do in order to come
So
back to that understanding consciousness?
yes, so for me the main first thing will be your body. So we have a trinity: mind, body, soul. So body is the biggest thing. Until you don't have the strong foundation of your body, nothing is going to work. You can say you want to do gym, you want to work out or whatever. If your body is not fully aligned with yourself, it's not going to work. So wherever practice or wherever routines anyone is going to tell you, it's not going to work for you. So for that, you need to focus on your body first. Give right nutrition. That's why my new series is coming about doshas, about your body types, so that you should know what your body type is. Then you are eating according to that. Once you're gonna eat according to that, you're gonna feel better. Once you're gonna feel better, you're gonna have more energy. And when you're gonna have more energy, you're gonna feel more active. And then you will be more aware. And when you're gonna be more aware, then you can do everything.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So yeah.
Thank you so much. And for those people who don't know what doshas are, first of all, I have a it's actually a very funny story. Again, when I was in India, I was very interested to learn about Ayurveda, but not
Mhm.
just out of interest. I didn't want to work on that because I have different qualities.
Of course.
So I asked my teacher to present me to one of his Ayurvedic doctors. So he sent me to one, and he sent all of us. We were 5 people. He sent all of us there who were learning from him. So we went there, and I met her, and we had this conversation. Then she looked at my eyes, my tongue, then my skin, and everything. She had some questions, and then she said, "Why are you here?" And I said, just out of interest. I would like to know what it is. And she said, "You're fully healthy. You don't need anything." So she wrote no medicine. And after me, there was a good friend of mine. She went there and she came out and she looked a little bit weird. And I said, "What happened?" And she said, "Look at that." And she shows me her paper, and there was full medicine. Like there was 10 different types of medicine. And my paper was empty because I didn't have anything. So this reminds me of that. But I would you like to explain a little bit about the doshas, the fire, the water, pitta, kapha?
Sure. So I am not an Ayurvedic teacher as well. I don't know. I'm just reading. I'm just learning. So I'm just sharing that kind of an information. So for me, when I was doing mudras were a really good tool to help you connect, help you
After
breathe.
doshas.
Yeah, after dosha. So I was literally that was helping me. So when I was doing that, then I found out that we have elements, same as mudras. You have elements. So this is fire, this is air, then space, then earth and water. So you have these in you, and then all of these are running in your body as well. So as we were talking about, digestion is fire. Then we have emotion, which is water. Everything in your body is working beautifully in a unison with air, space, water, and earth. So when we are talking about doshas, our naturally bodies are made with some constitution which is going to be higher. So there are three versions of it. One is pitta, kapha, and third one is vata.
Atta.
So pitta is hot. It has more fire energy, and nobody is gonna just have one. They are gonna have for example, maybe someone will have pitta higher, then kapha a little bit less, and then vata will be really less. Or vata is higher than kapha and then pitta. There are, I think, 18 combinations of this.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have that kind of a combination, you know that, for example, I am Vata, I have dry body, my hands and feet are always cold. I was really hyper. Um, I can run around all day and I won't feel tired. Whatever I eat, it used to have high metabolism. Whatever I used to eat, because my second dosha was higher, was pitta, because pitta has higher metabolism, and that fire was more. So I never used to put on weight. So when I was doing all this, I realized that I need to know that why my body is dry, and my husband's body was pitta, so his body was always hot. He always was on a healthier side, but he could eat, and he never used to feel cold. It was just like that. I used to be like, the why your body is like that? Why am I like a freezing snowman? So that's how I found out that we have our constitution. And if we work according to the constitution, it works better, because the spices or herbs nowadays, everybody is showing on Instagram that have this herb or have that herb. Every herb has its own quality, its own property. That will help. For example, if I have ginger, it will work for me because I have cold body. If I have any of these hot seeds, for example, linseed, or there are multiple seeds like that, they are hot. If I have those, nothing's going to happen to me. My body is going to actually feel better. I'm going to make a little bit more heat. But if my husband is going to eat it, he's going to either have you get the nosebleed.
Mm-hmm.
He will either have that or he will have some other reaction.
Because
Why?
it's too much, right?
Yeah, because it's his body is hot already, and I'm
Yes.
putting more hot in there. So if I'm putting more hot, it's not gonna help him. It's gonna worsen his digestion.
Yeah,
But whereas my digestion is gonna be better.
I understand. Yes.
So
So
that's
you
why we
balance
need to
it.
know.
So you
You need to
balance it out.
balance it.
Hmm.
Yeah. So for example, for him, it's a lot better if he will have more mint, which is cooling. If he will have more cucumber, which is more
Mm.
cooling. But whereas for me, mint, instead of mint or cucumber, if I go for any hot food, it will be better for me, not the
Yeah.
cold one. So that's the thing. That's why we need to know first. A lot of people have high inflammation. They have sinuses. They have nose issues. My husband had really bad sinuses.
Me too.
So yeah, it's because there is something which is in creating that inflammation in your body, and that starts from chest or from stomach. So when it starts, you need to know if your body is hot, then you should not have dairy. Inflammation gets worse with dairy. Cut
Yeah.
down the dairy and have maybe more mint, have more cooling foods, which is gonna make it, your inflammation a little bit better. But if you're gonna have something so hot, for example, a lot of people say have ginger. Ginger for hot body is no good. That's gonna make it worse. To
Yes.
some extent, like for example, if you are having um, ginger a little bit with just once in a day, maybe that will be better. But if you're just having it every day, or for example, the way they say lemon is not good for pitta because that's acidic. If you're gonna have more lemon, it's gonna create your joint pains.
That is such a beautiful thing to it's a great journey to self-understanding and to
Yeah,
learn first about ourselves and then to clear the issues that
yeah,
are causing them. And it's so beautiful because to understand yourself first is the root, and then you can do the healing work. I had for a very long time in my life sinus, and my nose was locked, one of them always, and I
Yeah.
had a very very bad sleep for 7 years. Actually, I couldn't sleep really well, and I thought I wouldn't be able to sleep anymore again till I did the work. And with the work, I mean some people doesn't it's not important what you eat or what you do. There is things you have to clean, and they come from psychosomatic things. You have to clean first emotions that are trapped in your body in order to be ready to do the other work.
Yeah.
Of course, nutrition will help, but if you don't face, first of all, your fears or your insecurities or whatever is from a very long time in your system, you will not be able to free yourself out of them.
No.
And I had
Yeah.
to do a lot of this work in order to be ready to sleep again and to be, my nose is free now. It's like a dream. It's like freedom for me. And I'm so grateful that I have done this work. But of course, you need to start somewhere. And this
That's
journey,
right.
yes, and this journey will lead you to your place if you are looking for it.
Yeah.
They say if you want something, just look for it inside and you're gonna find, and the right questions will bring you to the answer you are looking for. Just
Yeah.
don't go from place to place without having a clear not goal, just a vision, what you would like to achieve, a clarity in yourself. And you're gonna build the momentum up until you are there where you want to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for me, it was very helpful with pranayama, with mudras I learned, with, of course, this Ayurvedic cleansing, food, and so on. And because you speak a lot of about pranayama and mudras, let's speak a little bit about that. How important is it for you? And I am
So
teaching people about pranayama too.
that's really good
Yeah,
because it's all about breath. We came with our breath, became alive, and we're gonna die without one. So I think as
yeah.
many we have, we need to make the most of it. So for me, again, it's all about all scientific basis of this. That okay, we have mudras. Why those mudras work? They are just like circuits. I always say they are just circuits. They somehow connect to each other. And how it works, we have 5 layers of our body. And out of those layers, there are layers which we can't see. We can only see this body. But the amount of elements and all that is working within us is somehow, when you connect them, it just seems like whoa, something happened. So when I started this whole mudra business, I started with pranayama. I used to breathe, I used to do breathing, but they used to be a basic mudra, chin mudra, which everybody does. So you sit down and you do like this. But why is it?
Yes. What's the
Why are
meaning?
you doing
What's
that?
the meaning behind it?
Yeah. Then I went to one of the museum and they had Buddha sitting like this. And in one of them, he's sitting like this. So for me, what is he doing? And that created a curiosity. And that's how I found out that all these mudras are a base of us somehow. That as while I was doing this Vishnu mudra, so this is a really nice Vishnu mudra where you are doing this
Anulom
Nadi
Vilom.
Shodhan. Yeah, Nulom Vilom. So when you are doing this, what is this doing? So I was just messing about with them when I found out about this breath of life. It just I literally used to do all the mudras, and I used to like, okay, let me check how I breathe, how I do breathing, where it's getting stuck, how it's helping me, where it's changing my time. And I tell you, I just have like maybe half an hour, 45 minutes in the morning. I don't have that much time to sit down, but I think it's just again, if you're aware, then those 5 minutes are amazing as well. If you're not aware, you can take the whole day and you'll be like, I don't have time, I don't have time. So that's how I found out about these mudras. And that was the first thing. I tried at work. I tried with my family members. I tried with everyone, and everyone, whoa, how is it possible? And I was like, yeah, that actually works. That's how I went deep into it, and that's how I found out about elements more. That's how I found out our right and left nostril as well, that this is active. And while I was finding out about the right nostril is masculine, left is feminine, and then I found out from Dolores Cannon books that your right side is your present life, your left side is your past lives, how it manifests in your body, how it create emotional blockages, just like you was talking about it, that your emotional blockages are a massive thing. You can do anything on this earth. You can have the best food, you can have the best practices, but if you are not free from your old debris, it is gonna haunt you, and that is the real shadows. There's nothing ghostly like on in this realm, as far as I know. Um, but
You know,
it's all
Sandy,
about our.
you
Mhm,
know, when I came back from India and I had learned the pranayama and the mudras, some of them, because there are a lot of them. I came here and my father had an issue, a health issue for more than 10 years. He had a problem. His breath suddenly
mhm,
kind of stuck and he was feeling very anxious for a moment. And this was about 10 years.
mhm.
And when I came back, I sat with him and I told him, we're gonna try a breathing technique, not one, more of them, but I'm gonna teach you how to breathe properly into your diaphragm and relax it. And we had, I'm not gonna lie, I think it was 3 times, 3 sessions, and this disappeared forever until today. So it's not, I believe in these things, and I know that these things are working, and I have seen healings in
Yeah,
India and all around the world that people would not believe if I
yeah.
wouldn't have seen them with my own eyes. And it's such a great journey again. And why not trying things out? Why do people believe blindly the doctors which subscribe just pharmaceutical stuff, so pharmaceutical drugs, instead of taking some time to learn about yourself and about your system,
Yeah.
what actually works for me, because things that work for me may not work for you. That's okay, we
Mm.
are different, but give it a try.
Try it. Try
Yes.
it. And the best thing is breathing is not gonna hurt anyone. You're just breathing.
Yes.
And I think it's the again thing, you are walking, but if you don't know how to walk, you are not gonna go far. So same way with breathing. If you just learn the basics, nobody is asking you. I always say you don't have to do deep breathing and do everything. Just when you are breathing, just focus on your breathing and don't breathe from your mouth. Never breathe from your mouth. Always breathe from your nose. Nose is made to breathe from, but not from the mouth. So they're just basic little things. If you just focus on them, it can change our life.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and there is also the Western breath work, which is called breath work actually, and you breathe faster through your mouth. You also can breathe through your nose. I don't know. Have you heard about the Western
Wim
breath work?
Hof.
Wim Hof technique is one of them, of course. Yes,
Yeah,
something like that.
there are so many. So I know
Exactly.
that there is certain techniques where you need to use your mouth to take the breath out. So there is in Kriya as well. In the start, just to take all the negative energy out, you do that. You open your mouth and you must have done that. So you do that breathing. Why? Because that just clears the whole to start off with. Then
Yes.
there are certain invested as well in psychology when they are helping you in psychiatrist or when they are in therapies as well. They do to calm yourself down. So the way when we are working hard and we are doing something and we are like, that gives our body's autonomous system a bit of a relief that phew, we are done. There are certain, but always doing that will harm you. For some techniques, if you're doing it, it will be fine. Then again, if we are talking about meditation or pranayama, everybody, if you are thinking of doing the breathing and just sitting down and doing it, That's gonna, again, your body is not gonna be happy with it. Your body is not gonna straight away say, oh, come on, let's do meditation. Whosoever wants to start meditation now as well, they need to know that if you will do a little bit of maybe exercise or move a little bit, people who cannot move, if you just do your basic movement of your arms and legs and just move, because the thing is, the energy is always stuck in you. You have to think like that. When you're sitting, the energy is going, but underneath you have shoes on. You have so many other, um, barriers. Just to flow it, if you just move a little bit, once you move, then sit down. And when afterwards you're gonna sit down, you're gonna feel so much better, and your body is gonna sit for a while longer compared to what you normally are trying to do. You're trying to sit down and your mind is going everywhere. It's same like when we do some hard work and when we sit down to rest and we are like, "Phew, I'm not going to do anything else right now." And all of a sudden your mind goes so quiet and so calm for a while.
Yeah,
Make the most of that.
yeah, yeah. And in general, like pranayam and breathing techniques in general help you so much
So much.
center yourself and go back to your actual real self and
Yeah,
find this clarity and this peace, because all answers gonna pop up once you're silent.
yeah,
Once you're distracted with things and with the phone and with work and with whatever, answers don't gonna make it until
yeah.
you. Yes.
Yeah, because it's the system, isn't it? They taught us like that from day one. You are asking for food from your mom and dad. You're asking for help from your parents. You are asking for education from school. And then eventually spirituality is completely external as well. They externalize it. You have to go to the temple and everything. And then what's left? You think you don't have anything. Everything is outside.
Yeah.
Someone else is gonna give it to you. So bless them, that's not their fault. It's just that they forget that when you meditate, it's not about that you are gonna create some rainbows in that meditation. It's all about meeting yourself. And once you're gonna meet yourself, you are gonna, as you're saying, you just need to ask the right questions, and you're gonna get all the answers from them.
Yes, and some of them may be uncomfortable, but this is where you have to work on. And
Yeah,
the the beauty is that I see such a great shift in this world right now,
it is.
that people try to find answers and try to do the work. And this is actually the base. This is a great beginning for all of us, because I don't want anything more than see people thrive and be happy and be in their own flow, like creating from their truth, from their love, and not out of fear. That's so beautiful to see in people, and that makes me actually emotional and happy.
It is,
So
it is.
yeah,
It's quite fun now when I share these things, and when they have like very sweet questions. I feel so lazy when I sit down for meditation, or I don't feel like doing it. It's so honest and true questions, and you just feel that bless them, they don't even have that much ability at this moment to understand. But little steps are gonna change them. Little things are gonna change them. And just asking those questions, that means they're waking up.
yes,
They want to connect. They
yes,
are being aware. And as much people like me and you be in service, help them, give them those ideas, give them those that hope that you don't have to be like that. You can still stay in the matrix. You can still do whatever you want to do. You can do your job or whatever you need to do. You cannot get out of this game like that. But whatever it is, just once you're going to be aware, everything is going to work according to you, anyways. So then you are going to find your path beautifully.
everything works once you are aligned with something greater than yourself. It's You just said it so beautifully, Sandy.
Yeah, yeah. Everything comes in your path so beautifully. Then it just gets smooth.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much. Do you would you like to share something about your upcoming projects?
So far I'm just doing doshas. So I am dedicating Jan and Feb to doshas. Because doshas are not just those three prakritis or nature. It's more than that, and I want to add more for male and females about their energy levels and everything, how it's affecting them. Very basic noise, inflammation and everything, why they are creating because of that. So wherever I'm learning, I'm sharing, and then I have the plan to jump onto more just basic meditation techniques and everything on YouTube. It's a one man band. So many times they message me, they're like, this um, word was wrong in there. And I'm like, I'm just one person. Sometimes I pay attention, sometimes I don't. So yeah, I am getting a lot of as they want YouTube videos about meditation and everything. So slowly, this year is all about giving as much as I can to everyone. But the main theme will be to know themselves, how to know yourself. So that is the main theme, and it starts with the body, and then slowly, we will go to the different sheets and different layers of ourselves and the astral realm. It will be fun.
Wow, and I wish you the best of luck and love
Thank you so
with
much.
all of your projects. Sandy, it was a pleasure to have this conversation with you, and such it was so beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that.